welcome back to Balanced Fueling with Stefan. Today we're going to start looking at some of our recipes, but I think most importantly what I want to start with is that we all grasp the idea of what's going on here. With a cooking show, cookbook, they're showing you how to make one particular dish, and it doesn't matter how much time it takes, how much mess it makes, how much money it costs. It's just this is how to make the best whatever. That's really not what we're doing here. We're focusing on balanced fueling in the most efficient and effective way possible. So it's going to be a whole new concept in cooking, eating, preparing food, and ending up with a result that we love, okay? So while I go through the process of showing you this particular recipe or how to do it, I'm going to be showing you different ways to change the volume of your meal without messing with the nutritional balance that we need. And then we'll go into different kinds of taste preferences and that sort of thing. So first, one of the most important things with balanced fueling is protein, carbs, and fat in the right proportion out of the best sources. Now, you've already watched the prep video where we cut up a bunch of chicken and we have salmon and roast and things like that in the refrigerator. So that's all ready to go. So now this is where we're going to jump in and use those things to create something in a very time-efficient way that's going to be completely balanced and completely delicious. One of the things that makes this so efficient is by addressing, first off, how much 30 grams of protein is. 25 grams of protein, 40 grams of protein. And once you figure that out, you don't have to re-weigh it every time any more than you need to read the instructions every time you use your blender. Come on, folks. When you know this is 30 grams of protein, then that's it. You scoop it and you got it. You need more or less, you'll know that too. So I'm going to show you a couple of things. This is a half a cup. A half a cup of shredded chicken breast is 30 grams of protein. Now that would be a heaping half a cup. So if you want to modify that to 25 grams of protein by making it level, you can do that. The scale is weight versus volume. So to say, oh, a cup is 8 ounces. You don't want to eat 8 ounces of chicken breast because that's way too much protein. But in volume, half a cup is about 3.5 ounces of chicken, which is about 30 to 35 grams of protein. Now we're going to go to the tri-tip, which we've had in the refrigerator. It's right here. Now, tri-tip, we're going to find out how much we're weighing here. And I don't know that you can actually see this scale because of the glare, but with a tri-tip that's about 2 inches across, 4.5, 5 inches wide, a slice that's about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch comes out to be about 1 ounce of steak. So we lay that on there. 1.75, okay? So now, knowing that, we don't have to weigh this every time. We know that if it's almost 2 ounces, 2 good 1/4 inch slices like that is going to be about 4 ounces. Now, tri-tip, this, as you can see, this is done medium rare to rare. So when we cook it into another meal, it's going to maintain its moistness, its flavor, and we won't cook the nutrients out of it. So again, 4 ounces of beef at about 7-8 ounces is going to be around 30-35 grams of protein. So that's very small is my point. So next we're going to show you how to set up the stir-fry vegetables, which is a source of complex carbohydrates. It's very entertaining, it works as a seasoning, and most importantly, it's very much a volumizer to the meal. So you can eat your 35 grams of beef, 30 carbohydrates, and add to the meal without adding a whole lot. A cup of mixed vegetables is only 5 carbs. So in my opinion, unless you eat a bucket full, the carbs really don't count. The vegetables don't count. It's just a matter of the volumization that you get by using the vegetables. So let's take a look at this. Let's see here. So now we're going to use a wok size pan, and I'm going to cook enough vegetables that I would use for my wife and I. Plus, also the concept of this is going to be that we're going to move forward toward tomorrow, and you'll see in the next video how by making a little extra and having a little left over, it gives us a whole selection of options in addition to the ones we already have in the refrigerator to do breakfast and lunch. So The sauces you like can be up to you. This is going to be Chinese stir fry, so we're going to use a stir fry sauce, 1/3 of a cup of that. About all we got left. And then we have a sesame teriyaki. We mix them, and this is personal preference and taste. You know, the point is to get the right amount into the container. Now, we don't really add oil or water to it. Certainly could. That's just going to make it more watery and steam the vegetables. So now we have 1 cup here. We're going to put in basically 1.5 cups of vegetables per person per meal. So that's going to be 3 cups, and then we're going to add a couple more, thinking forward to tomorrow. Now, you could say I'm making leftovers, but I'll go over the details of the wisdom in what I'm about to do right there. All right, so then, now that it's in the pan, we put this on double high, which is our double burner. It's going to get 300-400 degrees really fast. And so we're basically going to stir fry them. Now, so if you have, one of the nice things about raw vegetables in our food is that we burn calories and fat to digest them. So when we overcook something, whether it's vegetables or our pastas, it's pre-digested, so it goes into the blood too quickly. So you can take a cup of cooked vegetables, and they may have a glycemic index number of 50 because you've broken them down already before they even got to your stomach. Your stomach's job is to break it down. But if you put raw ones in there, you got a glycemic index number anywhere from 10 to 25, which means it's like non-existent as far as raising your blood sugar. The benefit of that when they're raw or a little bit crispier is that it takes more energy and calories to digest them, but it also keeps the blood sugar from rising while volumizing your meal as opposed to eating a giant plate of pasta. So let's go over here and set up our plates because I hear our vegetables cooking. All right, so you can hear and see that that's coming on pretty hot, and we really are not going to cook this too long. What I'm going to do now is show you 3 different sizes of the same meal. Now, a 1/2 cup of rice noodles. Where'd my 1/2 cup go? 1/2 cup of rice noodles is going to be about 25 to 30 carbs. If you make it heaping, you got 30 carbohydrates. Okay? So there's 30 carbohydrates. Now, once again, I said that we have our 30 grams of protein in our chicken. All right, so now, that right there is basically 25 to 30 carbs, 25 to 30 chicken. That's a meal out the door. And like you can see that's very small. Now we're going to season that in just a second with just the smallest amount of vegetables, keeping the meal very small. So if you're not a super big eater, this gives you all the nutrition you need and very little volume. Our next option is going to be to go with our chicken. There's our 30 grams of protein. So all our protein in this container. But we're not going to add any carbs to it. We're just going to add on vegetables. And you'll find that that's going to be super low carbohydrate. If you're trying to cut your carbs, you get 30 grams of protein and about 10 carbs in a meal that still has some volume to it. Now, these have been cooking for what, 2 or 3 minutes? Sizzling pretty good. If I turn this off, they're going to continue to cook while I'm setting this up. Now, we've only been at this maybe a couple of minutes, and I've got 3 different dinners going here. All right, so now what we're going to do is a combination of the 2. So we're going to go back to our 25 to 30 carbs of pasta noodles. And I'm using the cup just to kind of show you. I would just grab this by hand because I know how to do it. All right. And then we're going to bring our steak in. And because we like to be done ahead of time, You don't have to cut your meat up while you're eating it. I take this 35 grams of protein and add it to the noodles. So right now, while we're waiting on the noodles, I'm going to give you a breakdown. This is just chicken and your carbs. It's 240 calories. Boom, out the door. Balanced nutrition. Right now, this is only 120 calories. We're going to put about 10 carbs on there, so it's going to be about 150 calories or so. This one right now is 240, and we're going to add in about another cup of vegetables, which is going to bring it up to about 250, 260. You're still under 300 calories with these, but all of these meals have your balanced fueling for this meal. Now, you can see by the description and the amount of calories I've described, counting calories is ridiculous, because if you're eating balanced, getting the protein and carbohydrates you need, there's some fat in this due to the chicken and the beef, and the sauce and the vegetables. You don't have to count calories. You're way under the calories that most people eat every day and don't even eat right. So let's take a look now at what we've got going on with our vegetables. All right, so this one is our low meal. So what we're going to do is just take some vegetables and sauce on top. And there you go. This vegetables and sauce have literally added nothing as far as that meal is concerned to the, well, okay, let's be fair. It added 2 or 3 carbohydrates. There, you happy? Now, this one is our no carb meal. And the reason this would be an interesting thing is because I would eat something like this and then later eat about 30 carbs in popcorn or whatever. So you can be calculating ahead of time. So this is going to be maybe 1, maybe 2 cups of vegetables. Now, once again, look at the volume. Look what happened with the volume of that meal. There's our teeny meal, balanced. This is a teeny meal, almost no carbs. There's maybe 5 or 10 carbs in that meal. That's it. Now we have our carbs and protein over here, and we're going to add in our couple of cups of vegetables. I should have made more vegetables, huh? All right, so then this meal is about 280 to 300 calories, but that's got an enormous amount of volume. I'm a 200-pound guy, and that would be wonderful. I got 30 grams of protein, 30 carbohydrates, another 5 or 10 in vegetables, and I'm good to go. This one is almost equal to that one, but it's only got 10 carbs. This one has got 30 carbs, 30 protein, and very little volume. So we have a small eater needs nutrition. We have somebody that's cutting the carbs. And you don't want to cut your carbs. You don't want to eat every meal like this. This is if you know in an hour I'm going to eat 35 more carbs in popcorn or something else or whatever. But you got to think your day through and think the proper amount of calories throughout the day and how it's going to work. This actually gives you an idea of how you prepare your dinner. And it doesn't matter how many people you're preparing it for, because you just add more vegetables, more chicken, you put your bowls out, and you warm your, we didn't actually do it for the sake of this, but you take your pasta and your chicken, 30 seconds in the microwave just to take the cool edge off. You throw your hot vegetables on top, boom, you're ready to go, ready to serve and eat. So you're taking high quality food. If you looked at that tri-tip, it's just amazing, amazing. The chicken's done perfectly. So not only are we not sacrificing enjoyment to eat balanced, we're saving time and money. I mean, this takes no time at all, and boom, you're eating. Way faster than thawing out a pizza or doing some other stupid things. And the consistency is easy because this is so easy and tasty, you're motivated to continue. Now, the next video I'm going to jump in how to take this and how it translates into breakfast and then lunch. So enjoy this. Go to the website if you need help with any of the other things we have. Check out the books. If you haven't yet, read them, love them, and apply them. Look at the other videos for more help and support. Good luck with this. Enjoy, and see you on the next video.